It's opening night for SF Film Doc Stories in San Francisco, and also opening night for the Castro Theater, and for the opening night, a brilliant awakening movie, Attica.
It was 70% black and brown prisoners, all white guards. What could go wrong?
Grab the guards, grab the keys.
All hell broke loose.
Are these primarily blacks?
Guys were complaining about the basic things like toothpaste. A roll of toilet paper lasts you a month.
The inmates were considered like animals.
They beat you up in your cell and then they take you to segregation, and sometimes you don't come back.
How did you get the footage? How was it for you to get your hands on it?
You know, we start looking for footage the first day, you know, just like we look for people to interview and we look for the story. You know, we don't wait until the film is done. We look for footage from the very first day. We had a great archival researcher, Rosemary Rotundi, and you know, she was on staff for the whole time. So like a year and a half, every day, her job was all day, every day, 40 hours a week or whatever, 50 hours a week to look for footage. And we just looked and looked and looked. You know, one of the things about the film was that it was made, the entire film was made during the time of COVID. So, you know, some of the archival houses just shut down, you know, and we just had to wait till they opened and just keep calling and, you know, volunteer to go in ourselves or just do anything we possibly could to get the footage.
Do you think if people see what going through inside of a prison, people change their minds related to inmates?
I think it helps. I mean, I think one of the things about prisons, you know, in the United States and probably everywhere in the world is that, you know, one of the purpose of prisons is to put people in jail, and so we don't have to think about them. You know, like we lock them up, we put them away. You know, prisons are built like Attica. You know, it's 250 miles from New York City. They're away. They're not in cities. We don't have to think about these people anymore. And I think that you know, one thing that we need to do is by any means necessary, try to figure out how we can think about the people that are in prison.
For you, I know we need to go to talk to the families, especially for Officer Quinn, because you interview his daughter. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I think one of the central things in the film, and one of the things that makes the film work is the hostage families, you know, because it wasn't just the prisoners, you know, who suffered. You know, it's the hostage families, and you know, who worried the 5 days, and then their loved ones were murdered by the state, just like prisoners. So I think one of the things that's so striking about the film is we look at Attica from a bunch of different sides.
In 1971, tensions between inmates and guards at the Attica Correctional Facility come to a head.
They wanted to use those weapons.
Put your hands in the air and you will not be harmed.
You will not be harmed. You will not be harmed.
I was 40 years old when I got a call from Governor Nelson Rockefeller to say that the inmates at Attica had asked for me and Tom Wicker, who was then the associate editor and columnist for the New York Times. They had asked for the two of us to come to Attica and to be observers and mediators from going there until the time that they took the cell block by force.
Attica premieres today at the Showtime in San Francisco. Gleison Martins for News Up Now.